Hello everyone, I'm Dr. Abha Kumari. Today we discussed a chapter that is our D'Alembert's principle and the motion of a body. Okay, so D'Alembert's principle I have given the PDF form. Now we will discuss the motion of a body. Fine. So here today's topic is motion of a body. Fine. So what we deduce here is now to deduce the general equation of motion of a rigid body from D'Alembert's principle. Fine. So D'Alembert's principle, we have seen that the reversed effective force acting on each particle of the body and impressed, that is external force, are in equilibrium. So here we use the D'Alembert's principle and find a motion. So first we see what is the we will deduce this by the vector method. So let us first see the vector method. Fine. So vector method. So what this vector method says that now consider a rigid body. First we consider a rigid body in motion. Fine. At time t, and let the vector r be the position vector of a particle of mass m, and F, fine, F the external force, because we are using here the D'Alembert, so external force is very important, acting on it. Then by D'Alembert's principle, we have F minus sigma m d2r by dt square equals to 0. Fine. Why? Because the the reversed effective force, fine, and the force acting on each particle of the body and the impressed force, this one, are in equilibrium. So this value must be equals to 0. Fine. Now that is F is equals to sigma m d2r by dt square. Fine. Taking cross productivity. Now taking cross productivity. By cross productivity what we have here is mr by r. r से हमने क्या करा, क्रॉस मल्टीप्लिकेशन करना है. सो वी आर गेटिंग हियर d2r by dt square. Fine. And this is what? These are all vector quantity. So we are having here r cross f in this way. Let's put this equation as equation number 1. Put this equation as equation number 2. So here equation 1 and 2, both these equations are in general vector equations. Of motion of a rigid body. Fine. Now we deduce this one. Now deduction of, this is the deduction of general equation of motion equation of motion in scalar form. In scalar form. So let us see this thing. To solve this general equation of motion, we put r equal to xi, yj and zk. Fine. And f equals to capital Xi, capital Yj and capital Zk in equation 1 and 2. So what we get after substituting the equation values in this equation, here we are having the equation number 1 and this equation number 2. So now we put the value in this equation number 1 and then in equation number 2. So we have sigma xi, yj and then zk. Fine. This is equals to, first what we have, so sigma m into d2 by dt square. In the equation number 1 we have sigma f equal to sigma m d2r by dt square. So sigma f is here. Now m d2r. So we are putting the value of r here. So r is small xi, yj and then small zk. Fine. Now again we are putting this value in equation number 2. So while putting the value in equation number 2, we have the equation of the form we do not put first we solve this equation. Okay, so here by solving this equation we have sigma xi, yj and zk equals to sigma m. Can we write this value as x double dot I, because double differentiation of x, y double dot j double differentiation of y, and then z double dot k double differentiation of z. Fine. Now equating from the both sides, what we are having here, this implies sigma x is equals to sigma mx double dot, sigma y equal to sigma m y double dot, and similarly sigma z equal to sigma z m into z double dot. Fine. So let us put this equation as equation number 3. Hold these 3. Now from 2. Now we are putting the value in equation number 2. While substituting the values of r and f in equation number 2. So what the equation number 2 is? The equation number 2 is m r cross d2r by dt square equal to sigma r cross f. So now putting this value here. So what we get here is, you see this equation here is, so now in this equation we are putting here m. So here we are getting what? Sigma m into r. So r is here as x I y j and then z k, small x y z, into, we are having the cross product now. So cross product with d2r. So x double dash I, y double dash j, z double dash k. Fine. Equal to, in the right hand side what we have, r cross f. So r cross f, we have sigma xi yj plus zk. Fine. Into the cross product with f. So we are having fx capital xi capital yj capital zk. Now solving this equation we are having r cross d2r by dt square. We can find this value as in this product. So we are having here I, j, then k. What we are, x, y, z, then x double dash, y double dash, z double dash. Now solving this determinant, we are having here y, z double dot minus y double dot, z, I. Then we are having plus sign. So z x double dot, z x double dot. We are taking the plus sign That's why we are doing this first. Minus x z double dot j. Okay, and then plus x y double dot minus x double dot y into k. Fine. This value. So this is the form of r cross d2r by dt square. Therefore, now putting this value in this equation, what we have here is sigma m bracket y z double dot minus y double dot z into I, then z x double dot minus x z double dot j, and then plus x y double dot minus x double dot y into k. Fine. This one, then the bracket close, and this value is equals to what? So this value is equal to cross multiplication of this term. So the cross multiplication of this value, we can see I, j, k. What we have? X, y, z, then capital X, capital Y, capital Z. On solving this equation, what we have here is, we are writing here, this is sigma. Fine. What we have? Y, z minus z, y, I. Then plus sign z, x minus x, z. Fine. Into j, and then we are having plus sign x minus y, and then k, bracket close. So we are using here this bracket. Okay, so now we are multiplying and equating the values of I, j and k from both sides. So we are leaving with the values as sigma m y z double dot minus y double dot z is equals to yz minus zy in summation form. So summation yz minus z of y. Then again sigma m z x double dot minus x z double dot equals to sigma zx minus x z. Fine. And again we have m x y double dot minus x double dot y equal to sigma x capital Y minus y capital X in this way. Fine. So the equation we get here is 3, and then this whole equation, put this as equation number 4. These two equations both are the equation of motion of the body, that is rigid body, in Cartesian form. Therefore, equation number 3 and 4 gives the equation of motion of the rigid body in Cartesian form. Is it clear to you all? If you are having any doubt, then ask me. Okay. Thank you.